Initial thoughts on seeing obviously Kenneth Murray go down there in practice. I don't know if obviously you're doing your own thing, but thoughts?
I haven't seen anything. Prayers out to him. I hope it's nothing. I haven't seen anything. I haven't talked to anyone yet, and we just walked off the field, so haven't been able to kind of talk to anyone about it.
Going up against Gus and this Raiders defense, how much can you tap into what you saw out of this scheme last year, whether it was in training camp or during the season, just to try and gather what they're going to try and do against you?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation for us, and that's one of those things where we can look back to some of the training camp film from last year and do our best to kind of study the things that he does. And he's obviously an incredible coach, and I got really close with him last year, and just being able to spend time with him last year was really meaningful to me. And he's done a really good job with those guys. They're playing really good football, and they're really well coached. They're really solid in their assignments, and they've got some pretty athletic guys. So they're tough.
Justin, I'm curious about the Cowboys again. There's a lot of Cowboys fans there. At any point, do you guys go signing camp?
We're focused on the Raiders this week, and you don't know what's going to happen, but you need to be ready for everything.
Yeah, we're preparing for a large amount of Raider fans at SoFi, possibly go that way.
If that's what happens, that's what happens. We have to be prepared for anything. So we don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to go prepared for whatever might happen.
Justin, when you see the way Casey Hayward's playing right now, what are your thoughts on kind of on his the level that he's at right now?
Casey has always been a tough guy to go against. Even in camp last year when I got to go against him, really good in man coverage and zone coverage as well. And he's been stepping up and making some big plays. And I'm not surprised at all by that. And he's always been a super smart, intelligent guy who's really athletic too. And so he fits perfectly in that scheme, and he's done a really good job.
Justin, we didn't have a chance to talk to Joe until yesterday. So we were going over that last touchdown pass to Mike, and he had mentioned that maybe in retrospect he could have run the ball and with the time and all that stuff. Have you guys talked about that? And is there anything you would do different, or just because he had said that maybe he could have just had a running play and not had that tag on it and stuff. I mean, have you guys gone through that and kind of?
Yeah, it's a really tough situation because you kind of look back at that and you think about the 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts of winds. It didn't make it easy on our kicker, and that's not an easy field goal. And our job there is to score, and we could have done it differently. We could have handed the ball off and gone down and tried to set up a game-winning field goal. In retrospect, we probably could have, but to get the points on the board, to score, I thought was important and give our the defense a shot to close the game out, because I think they've been playing really well all game. But that's something that we have to learn and we have to keep moving forward with.
As a player, he had talked about too that idea of if you hand it off, they may have let Austin score anyway. And then he said maybe you could just have Austin go down. As a player, how do you feel about that when you get in that situation and they almost want you to score, but then you don't score? I mean, it's kind of a weird dynamic competitive-wise.
Yeah, those are situations that you have to be prepared for. And, we talked about it in the meeting this morning of going down and being prepared for running out the clock and being the team with the ball to end the game. And you can never give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes like that. And, it's obviously a tough situation, but that's something that we have to learn and we have to keep discussing so that when that does happen again, we'll be ready for it.
Justin, with these illegal shift penalties you guys have had the last couple of weeks, just from your perspective as a quarterback, what do you feel like you can do differently in those situations, if anything, to try and combat those?
We have to get up on the ball quicker. We have to get aligned quicker. If we have motions, we have to take them off. If the ball is made ready for play at 15 seconds or so, we have to get rid of those motions. We have to get everyone up on the ball, make sure everyone's set. And it's just something that us as an offense, we have to keep working together. We're all new together, and we've been working together for a couple months or so now, but we got to keep getting better.
Is it just a situation where you can just take an extra second? I guess how much of a factor is it, when the play clock is running down, to not rush in those situations?
Yeah, that's a good point, and you have to be aware of the play clock. And when it's low, you don't have time to motion people across, and you have to get everyone set, and sometimes that ruins the play. And sometimes we practice these plays all week, having these motions and putting our team in a position to win. But sometimes when the clock's low, we get the play in late, you have to react and you have to make something happen.
The officials here, how much did you guys practice maybe the play clock going down below 15 and 10 just to make sure to try to alleviate illegal shifts?
Yeah, that's been something that we've done every day, especially with the offensive line, the receivers, and everyone together. And having the officials here is huge for us too.
Just going back to the Raiders defense, what's kind of stood up for the defensive line of Max Crosby and Darkway?
Could you repeat that
What's
question?
kind of set on the Raiders defensive line? What do you kind of see on film from Max Crosby and Ngakoue?
Yeah, they're two incredible players, two guys that are really able to rush the passer, and they've done a great job disrupting the quarterback, and those front seven, it's pretty impressive as well. And you get some of those safeties, and they're a tough defense, and they're really well coached. And kind of like I mentioned earlier, Coach Bradley's got a great feel for the game. And when you get two ends like that playing, you can do a lot of things, and it changes the way the offense has to play. And so we have to have a solid protection plan going into the game so that we have a chance to win on Sunday or Monday.